3, 2, 1.
Yes, thank you, Ollie. Welcome to Club Prairie Fire, the home of tequila, Tabasco, and the Duckworth-Lewis Stern system. It is episode 2 of all of us in the one studio from Club Prairie Fire. That's right, we are in Sydney again, the harbour city, and we are on the eve of the New Year's test. We're all pumped for cricket. The summer is going awesome. Welcome, please, Gilly, Vaughany, and Ollie.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Yes.
New Year.
Happy New Year to you
It
all.
does feel like a year since we did our last one of these.
Yes, yes.
When we had Junior in, on the screen.
Well, it was a couple of weeks, and just to clarify, the gloves, Hugo's gloves, if you are not watching and listening, we had some lovely gloves from Hugo Hawkins that were on set that we promised to send to him.
Yeah.
They're still here.
Right.
I said I would take them to him. We just don't have any other gloves for the set yet, Vaughany. So once we...
Wait until we're decommissioned and then we'll get them out
that's
there.
right.
Which could be any week now.
You basically wait until Hugo breaks all his fingers before he has his gloves back.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, because when we rang him last episode, he's 16 now. Like They look like an under 10s.
Yeah.
But I did say to him, didn't I, you're still playing cricket? And just a flat no.
Yeah.
And that sort of deflated, took the air out of the conversation.
Maybe
really,
it's
didn't
because
it?
he's got no gloves, though. He's too scared. He wants to. All he wants to do is play
can't hold
cricket
the bat.
again.
Ruined his life, these gloves going missing.
Are they all his?
Are they his pads as well? We haven't nicked his pads as
Oh,
well.
dear.
No, this is a different kid, Lewis.
Oh, has he got a number as
Well, he's
well?
got a number.
Sorry.
What do we got here? It's a home. It's a landline number.
Lewis Templeton.
That might be before there was mobiles. What year are they from?
Well, Lewis is a small chap.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah,
It's a
unless this is David Warner's pads for the last test, it's similar kind of size.
Well,
Have you got your phone, Gilly?
everything. My phone's charging over there, but we can give it a bosh if we want.
Why not? Righto. You managed to get...
Yeah, righto. Beautiful. We'll give it a-
There's nothing on the bat.
talk
What's
amongst
what-
yourselves.
Talk
While
about the bat. It's
And
just
just pop it on speaker for us, Gilly.
Yeah, I will.
If you're
This-
not,
This might just be the podcast where you ring ex-junior cricketers.
it looks like Cashmere Willow as well. The bat.
Dude. Looks like a 6-6. You reckon there? Nope. Shouldn't say that.
6-6, yeah.
Right, we'll go with double.
So, Lewis, let's see your answers on this one.
Righto.
Straight onto speaker.
Do I need to?
So you call it first, and then
call
you
it
can
and
hit
then hit
speaker.
speaker.
There we go.
Do you think they're teammates? This team's been.
Turn it up. Nothing madness yet. They are old pads, small pads.
To be fair,
The festive season's upon us.
I reckon Lewis could be 4 or 5.
Hi there, thanks for calling. Leave us a message or send us a text and we'll get back to you. Please leave a detailed message after the tone. When you have
Hope it-
finished recording, you may
Yeah,
hang
good.
up.
You're going to have to leave a message.
Oh,
Gil.
Options.
Could be a mother.
Oh,
Just
hello.
hold on, Gilly, before you leave a message there.
I just need to
Before you just hang up.
confirm
Hold
that
on.
we are.
Just hang up, Gilly.
Wait.
Just,
Really?
I got to come clean. That's
Oh.
that phone number's of a adult massage parlour that
You
popped on
just
there.
did come clean, didn't you?
I got in early. It's a shame. When I rang them, they answered. They said, "Hello, welcome to Bliss on Crown." Anyway,
New sponsor or?
Let's go.
that's a real shame. I didn't want you to go. Oh, hi, it's Adam
Give us a
Gilchrist.
call
Give us a call back. So,
Brilliant.
yeah, not the best.
Pranks all round.
Pranks all right. Hey, which
I could do with a massage there.
well,
I've got a
please.
Could do
stiff
with
body
any,
at the minute.
any help.
I've got the number for you, Vaughany. I don't
in
know
my
how
phone
they, go there. I wouldn't have a clue. Lots to talk about in today's show. Obviously, you boys have just been down in Melbourne for that win. We're going to look ahead to the Sydney Test. India, they got pumped by Dan Elgar and his South African mates. There's some big bash action and another very special guest. Boys, do you want to give a little tease, a little something to, or you just want to flat out say who it is?
No, give a tease. Bird.
A bird.
A bird.
A bird.
All right. Leave it at that.
Dicky Bird.
That bird did just message me, said, hasn't got a link yet.
Oh, so Hugo, we need to send a link to Glenn McGrath.
Yeah.
Oh, no, tease is gone.
The pigeon, the big pigeon's
pigeon,
going to
big
fly
Pidge.
in for us.
Um,
In amongst all his pre-test obligations for
Yeah.
the pink test.
yes, for the McGrath,
McGrath
Foundation.
Get on there, pinktest.com.au.
I saw that you bought your virtual seats.
Buy your
Gilly.
virtual seats. Very good. good way to support it.
Very good, absolutely. Now, Ollie, you'd like to get us started with a little bit of a social plug. Have you got anything for us? Tell people where they can find us.
Yep, absolutely. At Club Prairie Fire are our socials. And we've been away for 2 weeks, but they have been going nuts since then. It's been our highest interactive week of the new season. It was the first episode, but it was a lot of interaction.
They love it.
They love season 7. But yeah, it wasn't just them, it was the socials. And it was it started off with Pakistani fans laughing at, it was Junior saying they're going to lose 4-0. Got a lot of love in the 3-game series, which might happen to India as they lost by an innings. They can technically lose,
that's 2 games,
that's 2 in 1.
Yep.
And then it was the Indian fans, I don't know if it's defending, but laughing at Ravi Shastri's car mix-up from the gold Audi, which got sent in by a couple of people into the red Ferrari hat. Yeah. So they combined for nearly 500,000 views on all socials, those two getting shared around. So a lot of love. But there was one comment on YouTube that stood out from a really big fan, user-IX5HF9PM5P.
Yep, nice
catchy name, nice guy. Where is Mohammad Hafeez? When are you going to invite him on? So there's an update here, Vaughany.
Well, he has said he will come on at the end of the series. He's a professional. He's coaching and he's running Pakistan cricket. He does everything. He did miss his flight from Melbourne to Sydney, but he explained it to me on a text that it wasn't his fault. Very similar to them losing in Melbourne, they won. If you listen to they won, they played better cricket. It was just the curse of the DRS. What I like about teams now that play against Australia, when Australia win, it's just dead easy. You just say they're either void series, Stuart Broad, so it's irrelevant. And now Mo Hafeez has come out and basically said that they were a better team, played better cricket, and it was just the curse of the DRS. I like him, but he's just got to get to his flight a little bit sooner. he was in the coffee shop.
Yeah, right.
He was lined up.
He was having a brew, and he didn't realise that if the flight leaves at 1:00, you generally have to be there at least at 12:30. I think he rocked up at 5:01 and was surprised it left.
Gilly, do you need to be there half an hour before? You told me a
not
story.
Really. No, I tested the theory today, actually, this morning myself.
Have you gone on late, have you?
I was having a chat with someone in the lounge and looking up at the board, 10:00 flight. Said go to gate, so I thought I'll wait till it starts flashing for boarding before you just nip it. It's gate 2, so it's right outside the lounge doorway there, and it got to 10:00, and I thought, geez, I better go and investigate this. So I went to the lady at the desk and said, that 10:00 flight, can you give me how late's it going to be, given we haven't got on yet? She goes, that closed 5 minutes ago. So I bolted around there. They'd shut the door, and I managed to convince the young lady there that it's easier to get me onto the flight than get my bag, which was underneath, off the flight. And she said, I've been paging you for half an hour. So all of Melbourne Airport knew that 1A Gilchrist, whether it was the F45 owner or the former cricketer, was lurking around being lazy.
Basically, what you're saying, if you're an ex-Australian cricketer, you get on, and if you're from Pakistan, you don't. That's pretty much it, Ollie.
You can draw whatever conclusion out of it.
How is he going to Google that?
Well, just Google it. There'll be some laws and rules.
If you're Australian.
Now, Australians just get on whenever they want.
So they did shout your name over the tannoy?
Not in the lounge, but out in the...
But there would have been people hearing Adam Gilchrist for flights.
So there would have been people hearing Mohammad Hafeez.
Around going, that bastard cost me so much money in F45 shares. Where is he?
Now, Hafeez...
Today, Gilly, thanks for letting me in.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm in today later on, after my beer.
Actually, speaking of... I always do social updates normally.
Yeah.
I'm also in charge of sponsor updates, and there's been quite quiet on that front for the first 12 episodes. But we have a half sponsor.
What's a half sponsor, Ollie?
Well, they're giving Contra for now, but we love them for that. And it's half a sponsor because it's half a standard drink, right? So this is Hawke's Brewing, nice. Of the famous ex-PM who always was at the cricket.
Bobby.
He used to chin these very quickly, and it's very exciting because it's at your usual BWS and Dan Murphy's, but it's the beer. It's only 1.75%, so you can have a few of them at the SCG this week for the pink test. Got on first time. So the lovely people said, try it, have a few, and they love the show.
That's his face on the front, isn't it?
That's his face. And they've got the most amazing, bizarre restaurant in Marrickville. It's a brewery that's also a Chinese restaurant. Genuinely, that's some of the best Chinese I've had. But they've got an honours board there of all the people they'd like a beer with, and they just add to it, just celebrities. And there's some brilliant names. And they've invited us anytime we want. Go down for a fee.
Do you think, Ollie, on the back of that, do you think that's where David Warner should have his beers with everyone that he's invited to have beers with?
From his press conference,
yes.
He said, didn't he?
He said he will have a beer with anybody that doesn't see him as the person that they think.
If you don't like what you see on TV, come and have a beer with me.
I mean,
what's the capacity at that joint?
Not enough.
But what's going to happen? Because he said he will have a beer with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the whole of the SCG, and how many is that? 25, 30, 40,000?
42 odd, yeah.
So say there's 30,000 there. What happens if every single one in the ground goes, I want a beer with you?
He's going to be poleaxed.
He's going to be skinned.
Yeah. But don't they have to say, look, we don't like you?
I think it was more if you didn't like him. If you're a
Disagree.
fan of his, you don't go because you're convinced.
Yeah, but if look, from Yorkshire, you just go straight and say, I don't like you, so you get free beer. It's dead easy. And then as soon as you have the big, I like you anyway.
Well, someone has got it in for him at the moment, haven't they? Because it was just today, prior to coming and recording this, it was revealed that his baggy greens have gone missing.
Greens.
Now we've actually
we
got
can
it
explore
here.
that.
We've gone through CCTV footage. They've got some blind spots apparently. We spoke to the Key West Hotel, who we absolutely trust and have gone through their cameras. No one's came into our rooms. But unfortunately, someone has taken my backpack out of my actual luggage, which had my backpack and my girl's presents in there. Inside this backpack was my baggy greens. It's sentimental to me. It's something that I would love to have back in my hands, walking out there come this week. If it's the backpack that you really wanted, I have a spare one here. You won't get into trouble. Please reach out to Cricket Australia or myself via my social media, and I'm happy to give this to you if you return my baggy greens. Thank you.
I like that.
Do you think
Reverse
that's
sort of psychology? Like,
And then they'll all be hiding.
like-
They'll jump out as soon as they come.
if it's the
do you reckon?
backpack you want.
Yeah, I thought it was another prank because you opened that with "We've got it here." I thought you meant the
I
baggy
thought you meant
green,
the baggy green.
not the video.
Oh, that would have been a coup for Club
Can I just
Prairie
let
Fire.
on that me and Gilly were actually staying in the same apartment?
Really?
West, yeah.
We were
Been
staying
down there.
Vaughany, did you get in there?
We were I just want that backpack. That's what I'm after.
This is we got a shot of the baggy green here. This is
Yeah, that's
That's
Is
the
that-
old one, surely.
been worn and torn.
There's a history on it, isn't there, with his baggy green? It's gone AWOL before.
Exactly right. You're very well researched, Vaughany. It was 2017.
Yeah.
Bangladesh. It was his first ever ton in Asia. It was in Dhaka. And it was the first test. He had to wear a replacement cap because his was missing. But then it turned out it was just found at home in his bag by his wife.
well. I was thinking this because I can't tell you how often if my wife can't find my kids' backpacks, she just grabs mine and sends them off to daycare or whatever with that. Do you think that Candace has just grabbed his backpack? Because they are in Sydney. Were they in Sydney? No, they were in
They're in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
In
So it
Melbourne.
was sent from Melbourne to Sydney, and it's just gone AWOL.
Could it be a team member? Could this be an all-time prank before
All-time
his last test?
You reckon the ultimate prank?
It's a good one.
It's an ultimate.
Who if it were, who is it? Who's the one in the team?
It's right up Mitch Marsh's alley. That, I
You reckon the Bison?
The Bison just
T-head.
as they walk out for the anthems tomorrow. Just oh, there you go, Davey. Oh, look, because they'll have the pink baggies on to donate to the McGrath Foundation, and then
But seriously, if someone, and it's appalling if someone's stolen the baggy green, but what are they going to do with them?
yeah,
It's not that you can sell the baggy greens of David Warner.
Dark web.
particularly that. So that we've
What are you
got
gonna
an
do with
image there. I don't know if the image will be up on our socials or in the YouTube at the time, but that older one, the one his original one, is pretty unique, isn't it? Like you can't sort of
It's like he's
pretend
got
that's
a
not
split,
what it
you know,
is.
when you sometimes split your trousers at
Yeah.
the back.
But that's
He's got a split on the top.
I've just split my shorts today.
Have you?
Out there. Genuinely, you saying that, and that's why I had to go lower for the camera.
Yeah.
Is
But
that-
he's been wearing a newer one lately in his last few tests, which I assume is the one that he got in
Got 100,
2017.
you got 100, you say?
How many?
Yeah.
Maybe
what-
it's a bit of psychology
maybe
from Dave. The last time that he lost it, he got
maybe
100.
get another one.
replacement. You got
Yeah,
a ton
and he gets
Dhaka.
100.
Just get a third one because he's obviously got two. How many caps do you get? England caps?
I had loads.
They throw them out with
I had
anyway. There's
loads.
no real prestige
I
in
reckon I
it.
auctioned about 25 of them on the
Yeah.
testimonial year. They were everywhere.
What that-
Confetti.
What that covered, they would have sold pretty well. That would have covered the drinks for the night. What?
Well, it cost me a few quid, but at least covered half of it.
Uh,
There's
we-
three
we-
Warner sisters, isn't there?
Yes,
3 Warner sisters.
you're onto it.
You get another one.
Family heirloom, get
Oh,
handed
you
down.
hand them on.
You got the
Yeah,
hat trick
that's
there,
true.
Yeah.
literally, and then you can.
Gilly, is there any truth to the rumour that new Aussie cricketers, when they receive a baggy green, will do stuff to make the baggy green look old and weathered? Stephen O'Keefe once told me.
You wanted that old.
Yeah, so he
authentic-
used to rub it up against the wall, the exposed brick. He'd
Really?
rub the
To
brim,
rough it
he'd
up
rub
a
the
bit.
top. Yeah, to rough it up so that you weren't the guy that, was only
so
playing.
it made it look like he played more
Yeah,
tests.
it's right. You look like you're an experienced campaigner. Maybe. I don't know. Langer poured milk over mine in about my 9th test in a test celebration, and
That
I tried to
smells,
guts
doesn't
it out for about 2 or 3 tests, and it smelled like vomit.
Yeah,
and then I
it
had to
smells.
wash it, and all the dye ran out of it. But we are meant to get one. I remember 97 Ashes Tour. I went as the reserve wicketkeeper. Didn't play a test, but played one days, the old Texaco Trophy,
Yeah.
in whites still. So just as recently as 1997,
Proper
we're
cricket.
in whites, 60 over games, I reckon.
Yeah.
And I played as a bat and wore my baggy green when I was fielding that I was given for that tour. But because I didn't play a test, I just put it away when I got home. Thought, geez, if I ever do play test cricket, that's the one I'll wear. Get picked for the Gabba, go up there, take that with me. In the change rooms before warm-ups, I think I'll get this out and give it to the team manager because he'll then give it to whoever's going to present the cap to me. And I look over and I see Steve Bernard, our manager, getting 2 brand new baggy greens out of his bag because Scott Muller and I were debuting. So I quickly stuffed my other one back at the bottom of my bag, got out there and got another one. But it ended up looking like Davey Warner's. Really, it fell apart after about 60 tests. So I retired that and then used the one from 97 for the rest of my career.
See, I look at this as it's got to be an inside job because I'm guessing Australia leaving Melbourne, whole squad supports it. There'll be a lot of those bags. There's going to be lots of bags, and I just think it's an inside job. It has to be.
I think so.
So why is how come the Bison's rucksack's not been nicked?
Have we heard from the Bison?
Where is the Bison?
Has he come out and said anything publicly?
Not yet.
He's number one suspect.
We did throw this on the WhatsApp, and you had I don't know if it's similar, a Venki Prasad.
Well, yeah, I've got me thinking about what's some of the biggest pranks anyone's played on a teammate. And legend had it that Anil Kumble got 10 for in an innings against Pakistan in Delhi. Feroz Kotler ground, I reckon.
Yeah.
Knocked over old Fox Cricket's Wasam Akram to pick up the 10th wicket of the innings, caught by VVS Laxman. VVS in the celebrations, ping the ball up in the air. I'm part of history. I took the 10th for catch. Anil's running around, going crazy. A very cunning Venkatesh Prasad just went and picked up the ball and stuck it in his pocket. Legend had it that he was going to make Anil buy it off him.
Well, it's his, isn't it?
Absolutely. Is it so?
9 tenths, isn't it?
Yeah,
Once you
well,
take
it's
it,
his.
sit it in your pocket?
What? Again, Google it. I mean, I can't imagine there's a law that suggests that whoever gets the wicket keeps the ball at the end of the game.
Well, it's probably the
So
property of Indian Cricket Board,
Your
really.
gloves have gone missing
So
again.
when Vaughany got his 700th at the
Yeah,
MCG,
yeah.
did you, obviously people love taking the stumps, did
Yeah.
you grab all 3?
Well, I did. Well, it was the first morning of the day one. I didn't think it was right
No.
to rip all 3 pegs out and run off,
That
celebrate.
might have helped England if you'd have done that.
Well, they were already lying on the ground from Straussy missing it, but what I do know, the footnote to actually check the '99 World Cup semi-final against South Africa, where Flemmo rolls the ball to me and I knock the stumps over, and all I can think is I want 3 stumps for memorabilia. And in the chaos, I run around our team celebrating in the middle, shoulder charge umpire Venkat to get out of the way and pick them up from the bowler's end. But no, if I grab 3 stumps, I always give them out to people who've done something in the game or debuted. Did it to Graham Smith on his debut against us. We sledged the shit out of him
And then
for
you
5
gave him a
days
stump.
and then went and gave him a stump. And he was looking at me going, I'm really confused now. Is that what Test cricket's like? But, look, the footnote to the Venki one, I Googled it. He didn't make him pay for it. He just hit it on him for an hour in the change rooms and then sort of revealed it, which was nice. Nice touch.
Good story though.
Yeah.
All right, hey, look, love chatting about stumps and people stealing balls off people, but we do have a very special guest lined up, a man who's very important at this week's New Year's test between Australia and Pakistan. He's a man that played 124 tests for Australia, taking a massive 563 wickets in the test formats. Colloquially, he's known as the Pigeon, but for the rest of us, we know him as Glenn McGrath. Welcome, Glenn. How are you?
Pidge. How are you, mate?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah. I tell you what, mate, we do appreciate you taking the time today. This has got to be the busiest day leading into the busiest test match of your annual, obviously on the calendar year. So bloody good to see you, Pidge. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. It's, like I said, great to be here. 16th pink test coming up. I think when we were preparing for a test match, it wasn't this busy. So yeah, it's always a bit of a busy lead up in the first couple of days. Once we get through day 3, it quietens down, but it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I did say right at the start, pinktest.com.au is where you buy the virtual seats. That is a phenomenon in itself, Pidge, isn't it? Like, talk about making a positive out of a negative with COVID. Obviously, there was no crowds a couple of years there, and you guys came up with the concepts, buy a virtual seat, and you sell the cricket ground out about 5 times a game, don't you?
Oh, pretty much so. It's incredible. They say out of adversity comes opportunity. So one of our guys came. I'd like to say that it was me who came up with the concept, but unfortunately it wasn't. One of our guys came up with it, and it's been a game changer, and it's really resonated with the public and with the crowd. They, I've spoken to people now that it's become a tradition in their family to get their virtual pink seats. Support loved ones that unfortunately aren't here anymore. Messages of support, and out they go. They post it on their socials. So it's been incredible.
And a very cunning move, stealing David Warner's baggy green, mate, so that he's going to have to wear the baggy pink the whole game. That's you've always been a sneaky prankster, but that's next level.
Yeah, no, I saw it just lying there, so I thought I'd just help myself to it. And I presented him a baggy pink yesterday, which he was pretty happy with. So you never know your luck.
Glenn, Vaughany here. We've been discussing the missing baggy greens. We don't really want to point fingers at too many people, but we think that Mitchell Marsh potentially is favourite for the prank. Who do you fancy?
Yeah, I say Mitch is up there. He's a very funny lad. When you look at the batsmen, they're a bit boring, aren't they, Vaughany? And then the fast bowlers are more exciting. It's the wicketkeeper that sort of goes in between that you really have to keep the eye on. So, Alex Carey could be up there as well, but Mitch Marsh, I think, is a bit of a prankster.
Well, Alex Carey played that great prank on Johnny Bairstow, if you remember. that was a very good one.
He did.
I was actually going to mention. I mean, Australia in 2023, Pidge, they did okay. They managed to just sneak a win or two, but it wasn't the main talking point of the calendar. Bazball was the main talking point. What have you made of it?
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was great to get a New Zealand guy to come in and tell you how to play cricket. So, but no, I'm a fan. I think that's the way cricket should be played. Get out there, back yourself. And I love watching sports people go and perform and play without fear. And if you do that, it's amazing what you can achieve. And, that's, I think, the way England played. Was a lot more positive brand of cricket, the way that just backing themselves, giving the players that sort of license to go out and just perform without fear. I'd like a little bit more accountability if they didn't do well. So finding that right balance. But Test cricket, we've got to look after it, got to protect it, got to keep people coming along to it. And if we're all playing an exciting brand of cricket, then that's the way to do it. But this Ashes earlier this year, I thought just brought people back to the game. That was all the talk in England, in Australia here. The amount of people watched it and loved it is what it's all about.
So, Glenn, you're basically just saying that England play a more exciting brand than Australia. Is that correct?
Well, they sort of picked up what we used to play back when Gilly and I played.
Correct.
Sort of, that is. But it was very rare that England were playing a more positive brand of cricket than Australia. That's the hardest thing I come to terms with. But these things happen, don't they?
I think like Vaughany likes to think that the whole world is catching on to this sort of Bazball and this positivity piece.
Changing the planet.
And I think, to be honest, you do need to credit him. I do need to agree a little bit with him because Mohammad Hafeez has come out and basically taken on that approach post-second test, saying Pakistan were the better team. They played the better cricket. They didn't win, albeit, but they were the winners of the game. So that moral victory. Most of the world now is always going to beat Australia, regardless of how much we pump them by.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the thing about England and that Ashes, they didn't need the media or the crowd or the punters to tell them how good they were. I think they were letting the world know how good they were by the comments they were coming out with. So it was a bit of fun and games. It's all about the theatre, isn't it? So got to get out there and have a go.
Now, obviously, Australia had a great year, as you pointed out.
It was okay.
Fine. It was probably
normal
year.
Normal regulation.
Year. Okay, standard year. But they were led by Pat Cummins, who is a very good captain, but he's a fast bowler. So maybe this question's more for Gilly than Uar. How would Glenn have gone as Australian captain?
Oh, I think,
Honestly.
honestly, I think he would have been.
I could answer it better than Gilly, I reckon.
Yeah, actually, no, I'd like to hear. Yeah, I was going to ask Pigeon that. I didn't know you were coming to me. What would give us a little team talk, Pidge. We're about to go out. You've just come in. You've been given another dodgy LBW. That's you always felt that most umpires, once you walked out, were pretty keen to go and have a cup of tea. So they generally fired you. So you're a bit fired up, throwing your bat around. What was your team talk before we go back to bowl?
Well, they have DRS now, so I could have got away with it. Probably would have averaged 2 or 3 times what I average now. So it, to be honest, being a captain was never something I wanted to do. I thought might as well give it to a batsman. They're standing at first or second slip and not doing a great deal. So I don't know. Yeah, no, I not on my list of things that I wanted to do. So I probably would have made a pretty average captain. But yeah, when you're playing a good team, sometimes it's all about the senior players and make the captain look good. So I think Pat Cummins done a great job. My only sort of downside with a fast bowler being a captain is when a batsman is a captain, when he's out batting, he can concentrate 100% on his batting. And when you're a bowler, you want to concentrate 100% on your bowling, not worrying about who's bowling at the next, the opposite end, where the game's going, what changes you need to make. So I think Pat Cummins has found a really good way of doing it, and he's done a great job. But back when I played, I didn't want to be captain. I'm not sure too many of the other fast bowlers were really putting their hand up either, so I'm not sure how we would have gone.
Well, Glenn, Ollie here. I don't do much on the show. I just make sure it goes along nicely. And you may not remember
and you
this.
back up Vaughany. Everything the English would say.
And you just drink piss.
I'm the impartial. Good piss. I'm the impartial judge, but. You said you didn't play too much. You may not remember, but I hope you do. We played against each other last year, and Glenn was actually captain of that side and got the win. It was a day for Australia Owned, I think was the company, and my friend was involved. It was an ad of sorts for Australian owned food and drink product. I hit Pidge for 4, and then we lost the game under his captaincy. So,
really?
And I was for the rest of the World 11. Yep, and still got the baggy blue.
You picked him off for
well, there you go. I gave a bit of team talk, just pumped them up, and we went out there, and it was funny. I hadn't played for ages, and I was fielding it at mid-on, and the ball went over my head, and I turned to run and pick it up, and honestly, I was going nowhere. I thought it's like I'd forgotten how to run, and I was quite embarrassed, but it was a bit of fun, bit of a hit and giggle. So I remember that game fondly, and
I think to be fair, Glenn, I think I'd be embarrassed getting hit for 4 by Ollie.
Wearing Hugo's gloves.
What sort of shot was it though? Be honest.
It was over mid-on. It was sort of in between the bowler and mid-on where Glenn was. He turned around. Remember it? In the air, yeah.
Ollie.
Just lofted on
yeah.
drive.
So it's what's that called? A slog shop or out at Calcine?
Bazball. Just Bazball. But we did lose and he won as captain. Yeah, that was the memory.
Very good. Now, obviously, a great win for Australia in that second test, although we lost the moral victory. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, he didn't win, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up something that happened on day 3 with the cricketers. There was a couple high up in the stands who were being friendly with each other. Did you see this?
I did.
And they ended up on the big screen. Now, I wanted to ask, in your many years of playing cricket, did you see anything like that? A, and B, if you were playing cricket and you did, would you be offended that they weren't finding the cricket as entertaining?
I have to say a story. I played at Scarborough. Have you played at Scarborough, Gilly? Yep. I hate to keep bringing up Scarborough, but Scarborough is a lovely cricket ground, and it's surrounded by quite tall terraced houses. And there was one afternoon, I think Buffer was playing as well, and we noticed that there was a lady, she was kind of out of the window with not a lot on, and then we realised what was going on. And her partner was behind her, if you know what I mean. And he was rattling away during play.
So he was watching.
Do you know those sachet? Do you know those sachet windows that come down?
Yeah.
So they'd open the sachet window. Her head was out, kind of watching the cricket, and there he was behind her. I don't think it was any of my teammates or the opposition, but that was at Scarborough. I always remember that. We didn't get much done on the field for about 5 or 6 minutes.
No, I thought the crowd was lively down at Melbourne as per usual. Did you see I don't know if you saw them down there, Pidge, that there was one group of social media lads, the Marmalade Boys, I think, going around rather than doing the shoey, they're doing the boxy.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Getting
Yes.
people in
Okay,
Bay
no,
13 to
didn't see
scull a beer out of their box.
Okay, interesting. Well, the things they come up with these days. So it wasn't top of my list, but I missed that one.
They're the guys. They were at the so Six and Out.
Yeah, they were there.
The huge band from Sydney. I mean, they are literally huge.
Bigger than they were when they started.
What they called the Marmalade. What they called Marmalade.
Marmalade.
Just Marmalade. Marmalade were there.
Yeah.
Fully whites kit, baggy green.
They had a baggy green on, didn't they?
Baggy green.
Are they going to be at the pink test? Are we
Baggy
gonna see-
green. Just saying. Baggy green.
Now, Bay 13 is an interesting bay, and it was lively, obviously, during that test. A lot of the players having fun down there. And Wasim told a great story, I think it was on Triple M, about how they were chanting one day, Wasim's a wanker, and he didn't know what it meant. And so he was sort of smiling and waving to them, and then Imran Khan had to come down and explain to him
what it is.
why, it's not positive.
No, he thought they were singing Wasim is a banker.
Banker. Yeah.
And he is that rich he could be.
Did you ever have anything down at Bay 13?
I didn't go down there, no. My fielding prowess didn't take me down to Bay 13. I hid in the ring at short find.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust myself going down there.
No.
No.
They love you down there, Pidge, on the back of a wicket. The double thumbs you'd give them, one that way and one that way.
Oh, yeah, being an Aussie, but down there. The only thing that could have been better is if I was a Victorian. They'd love me even more down there. So, but isn't it funny? It's always the fast bowlers that are on the boundary. It's never the batsmen. They just never want to get out there. And I remember Vaughany one time in Pakistan was getting stuck into us because we were fielding on the boundary and we're getting hit with little bits of concrete and those big bungers just come out and blow up beside. We're carrying on a bit. I think Vaughany got hit with a padlock. So we're blowing up a bit. And Vaughany's getting stuck into us, telling us to get back and stop being soft. And I was fielding it at mid-off. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw something fly through the air and it hit Vaughany in the back of the leg. And I saw him. He looked down, and as he looked down, he just disappeared. And it was a big bunger. Disappeared in this big thing of smoke and scared the hell out of him. He just marched. He started marching straight off the field. The umpire was laughing, so he's abusing the umpire. He's abusing everyone. So I thought, he got a little bit back. So that's what it's like fielding out in the boundary. But we always have a bit of fun, and you can normally turn the crowd around and have a bit of fun with them. So it's not too bad on the boundary, Vaughany.
Yeah, I remember, were you playing the game at Eden Park, Pidge, the one day where I remember I got hit in the leg by a chocolate chip cookie. Wicket keeping, like someone had really got good.
That's a long throw from the stands of Calcutta.
Eden Park in Auckland.
Oh, right. I think you meant Eden
And,
Gardens.
Small ground, small boundaries. But then Bevo was down there and he got hit by a fish. Like your common salmon.
3-course meal.
Big fish, wasn't it?
Oh, massive. But that was poor old Bevo. He's one of those guys, if you threw a cricket ball into the crowd and he was in the crowd, it would hit him. And so he got hit by that fish, massive big salmon at Eden Park. But he also got hit by a can of VB at the World Cup final at Lord's in 99. We're out on the balcony and I think this Pakistani fan had a beer and he threw it and was going straight for Buff. For Darren Lehman, and Buff saw it at the last minute and ducked, and Bevo was behind him and copped it in the head. So poor old Bev.
I remember that. It got him in the cheek, didn't it? I can't believe Buff didn't catch it and crack it open, but I remember that, yeah.
Is this a real thing when you guys were playing that you were constantly getting pelted?
Oh, yeah, mate. Unruly crowds back then. And we were winning all the time, so they didn't like us.
Quite a hungry, thirsty bunch. By the sounds of it.
How are they bringing a full salmon?
Yeah, well, you pack in the day, you got your white floppy hat, your zinc cream, your fish.
Bit of sashimi through the day. But I love the old days, up at the Gabba and around Australia, that you were only allowed to bring one carton of beer per person into the game. So, back in the old days, it's changed a bit, hasn't it?
Hey, Pidge, just on a semi-serious note, David Warner, he's out the way after this week. Who's going to replace him?
Well, there's a lot of talk, isn't it? Whether bring in an opener for an opener or someone like a Travis Head or even a Mitch Marsh. They're talking about potentially coming up the order, which will get Cameron Green in. I think they're really keen to get Greeny into the team. To have both Mitch and Cameron Green would be, pretty awesome. But, to ask one of those guys to open, I think's probably too big a ask for Heady to go up there. I think he's really settled where he is. So maybe one of the openers. I know they've looked at Marcus Harris. Cameron Bancroft's name's been thrown up a little bit. Matty Ranshaw. So there's a few there. I think probably Harris is the leader of that pack, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fair call. And Pidge too, just we've touched on a little bit about England and their year and the great year Australia had. There is rumour that if the Perth Scorchers...
England had a great year. They qualified for the Champions Trophy.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They won that one game in the West Indies.
They did win a game in the West Indies.
And half the team was handicap dropped by 2 shots or more in golf.
That is true. Their golf handicap plummeted.
They chased over 220 against the West Indies.
So they reckon if the Perth Scorchers win this big bash, again, go the three-peat, that the ICC are going to actually sub them into the World T20 in June rather than have England there because of the disappointment they've brought to world cricket recently. And Pidge, you famously were asked, I think in 2001, just the 3 problems with England cricket, to which what you replied?
No, I don't remember that one, Gilly. I think I know where you're trying to lead me. Bit of batting, bowling, and fielding, you reckon?
There's only 3 issues in England cricket.
Like the 6 and out, the hit. What's it called? Can't bat,
can't bowl, can't throw.
Yeah, that's a great song. Yeah.
But, So where to for England? Do you think they've got any place in the cricket calendar, or?
I don't know. It was I saw the start of that World Cup when they had a tough game against Afghanistan and unfortunately didn't get across the line. So it's been. I don't know, since the Ashes where they talked themselves up a fair bit and played some decent cricket, it's sort of been a bit downhill from there. So who knows what the future holds. I don't know, Vaughany, you're keen to come out of commentary and do a bit of coaching?
Absolutely not, I'm too. We're making too much money on this podcast to go back into any kind of role within the game. Again, another serious question, Uar.
You think mine wasn't serious?
Yours was not a serious question. This is meant to be a very prominent news journalistic podcast, and you're making a joke of it. South Africa are sending a second team to New Zealand for 2 tests. Glenn, what do you make of that?
I don't know. I saw a thing Steve Waugh put out on social media, and to be honest, I agree with him a bit. I'm a bit concerned with Test cricket in the future, Test cricket and where it's going. I know we've got a lot of T20 cricket around the world and those T20 franchises, and I sometimes wonder outside the big 3, the Australia, England, and India, with respects to Test cricket, what the future holds. Whether 10, 15 years down the track, there's not going to be international cricket. It'll be just this franchise cricket just played around the world. So I do think we need to look after it. And whether sending second teams across to play in Test matches, that's obviously not the best way to go about it. So we still have to protect Test cricket. It's still the ultimate to me. We need to look after it.
Yeah, England have been doing it for a while, haven't they? So they've got to start picking their best 11.
Well, to be fair, other countries have been sending players to us for quite a while. So.
When was the last time there was an English cricket team with English cricketers?
Yeah.
The
South African second 11 that's been sent to New Zealand, I'm surprised that all those players aren't playing for England.
Actually, speaking of that though, they've got a series before that, India. Yep. We've got a lot of Indian fans on the pod, Glenn. And this came up on social. Someone a couple of days ago, and I'm getting your thoughts on it as a quick bowler legend, saying, I don't know if you saw it, the first Indian innings, 5 for Rabada, was, they said, one of the best spells of the history of Test cricket. Don't know if you saw it at all, but any thoughts on him overall in general, Rabada, because it was pretty special and a massive win for South Africa against India.
Yeah, and I'm always been a big fan of Rabada. I've spoken to him a couple of times, and just to hear how he thinks about the game and how he goes about it, he obviously puts a lot of thought into it. And I think Ricky Ponting captained him at the Delhi Capitals and said he's the type of guy that really sits and thinks and analyses it a fair bit, sometimes probably a little bit too much. But no, I'm a big fan. I like the way he goes about it, hits good areas, he's at you all the time, and definitely what a fast bowler should be like. So he's a gun.
Now, I just want to ask, Glenn, you've always liked your predictions. England go to India in January, February for a 5 Test match series, on the back of their incredible form in 2023. How do you think they're going to go in India for the 5 matches?
Well, surprisingly enough, they've always done okay, haven't they? Don't mind a bit of spin, especially Joe Root. But, I'm not really one to put myself out on a limb and make a prediction. But if I did, I'd probably probably put my money on India just getting across the line, maybe 5-0.
No, that's good.
Well, that's better maths than Junior.
That's what I was going to say, because you obviously you were famous for saying you'd win the Ashes 5-0. Did you see that Junior's now predicting 4-0 wins in 3-match series? He did that last week.
Well, if you're really dominant, you can say you're going to go for the extra points and put him in again. But Junior, he's a bit of dry humour from Junior there, I think.
How do you think, if England do manage to lose 5-0 in India, how are they going to claim the moral victory? What's going to be the kind of moral kind of excuse?
Are they overworked again, Vaughany?
Well, yes.
Is NASA?
Well, actually, that's been the whole thing of this, because Glenn isn't the only fast bowler predicting 5-0. Steve Harmison, the former quick who bowled to third slip a few times, did exactly the same thing. You've seen his interview. He thinks they're not preparing enough.
I agree with him.
And they lose 5-0. And Ben Stokes came out and said, we actually are going to the UAE and then India to train.
Well, what they're doing, they're going to Abu Dhabi to train for their tour of India. They did it the year before, full credit to them, before they went to Pakistan, and they won 3-0 in Pakistan. But the golf courses are better in Abu Dhabi, so
they're fantastic.
Where else would you want to prepare?
Sadiat Beach and Yas Links, they're
beautiful courses.
Beautiful courses.
I once won a tournament there, Yas Links. I did.
I
won a television. I did. I won a massive television, one of them monsters. And my partner was a guy called Ross. I'll go off the European tour. And he actually shafted me because I won this television, and he said, "Oh, you don't need that television, do you? You can't take it back to Manchester." I said, "Well, no, not really. So I'll give you a few quid for it, and I'll keep it in Dubai." I ain't fucking seen him since.
Ross McGowan, I reckon.
Ross McGowan.
I knew it'd be Ross
McGowan. Yeah, he took the telly, one of those 100 inches, massive thing.
And how much did he give you for it?
Well, he hasn't given me anything.
Oh, he hasn't given you?
No, nothing. He said, I'll give you some money for it. And I said, yeah, I can't take it on the plane back to Manchester. And he said, oh, yeah, I'll see. We're talking 2006.
So with interest.
Yeah, we're talking 17 years. 17 years. He's not. Ross, if you're listening to the Club Prairie, I'm sure you are. Yeah. You still owe me a few quid for that telly.
Hey, Pidge, obviously Lino just passed 500. He's hot on your tail now, mate. Just got me thinking about your 500th at Lord's. Was it?
Mm.
Yeah, those flash boots made up with in gold writing embroidered on the heel 500, and you had the hair tipped and everything. It was a good day, that, wasn't it? You knocked over Vaughany's off stump pretty easily.
I wasn't your 500th, was I?
Nah. Trez, I reckon.
No, it was Trez. Tried to whip me through mid wicket, and
that's right.
Yeah, edge straight to JL and takes a good catch, and it was quite sunny. That tour as well, and it just really lightened my hair quite a bit. And then I did have some boots made up, and Casper, who was 12th man, was supposed to bring it out at the end of the over if and when I got it, and but yeah, he brought them out straight away and put the pressure on me, so I had to change them over there. But they did the job, picked up 4 quick ones over, and just bowled a little one on the length to Vaughany, and he jumped over it. I'm not sure what he was doing.
Down the hill.
Funny you say that, because that is trending. That video was shared yesterday of Glenn McGrath clean bowling Michael Vaughan. We'll roll it here from Lord's Cricket Ground.
Why is it trending?
Yesterday they said, which one? 4 great clean bowls. We'll be playing it now. Which one's your favourite? And the first one that got the most votes was actually Brett Lee cleaning you up, and then later Glenn McGrath. So you're 2 of the 4 from Lord's.
So who is that? What's the account?
Lord's Cricket Ground.
That's bullying.
Is that the handle you're going under now, McGrath? Lord's Cricket Ground.
Yeah,
Hashtag love Lords.
That
was.
I want to see the handle.
Lord's Cricket Ground.
Lord's, that's my home territory. That's my backyard.
Well, it was Pigeon's backyard. You got 3-5 for Z in your pitch.
I want to know the head of HR.
Gilly, a few wickets there, never been dismissed with the bat. 40-odd runs, just if they could hang around, I could have got up on the other board. But to see off-stump cartwheel out of the ground, it's always a great sight, isn't it?
I must admit, Glenn, about a year or so ago, we were doing some kind of comparisons, Jimmy Anderson, Glenn McGrath, and we're going around the world and all the averages and strike rates, and we're looking at all the UK venues, and then we just managed to kind of look at Lord's. I don't know if you can get it up on it. Just have a look at Glenn McGrath's record at Lord's.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, it's ridiculous. The average something like, I think it's about an average of 13 or something, strike rate about 34 or something daft.
Oh, wow.
You got 80, 97, didn't you?
Must be the food there, Glenn.
Oh, without a doubt, it's easily the best food in world cricket. I played a month for Middlesex back in 2004, and even county cricket, the food is so good. So I can see why Gat's been in a good paddock. But it's,
Oh, poor Gat. He gets bullied all the time as well, doesn't he?
but that bowling in England with the Duke cricket ball, as a fast bowler, it can't get any better than that. It's just, it's the great place. The small ball, big seam, pitches, wickets just moving around a bit, and the slope at Lords probably was just made for my style of bowling. So it's a special place to play.
So if Glenn had defected and played for England back in the day, and played most of his home tests in the UK, how many wickets are we talking? 1,000?
Oh yeah,
easy.
Yeah. I mean, and also if you throw in DRS.
What are we talking? 1,200?
Yeah. I mean, Vaughany said he'd have got 4,756 with DRS. So you've got to give Glenn at least 1,200, I would think. What's the record on?
Yeah, 26 wickets, an average of 11.5. But also...
Steady.
Strike rate was in the 20. Well, this is it. Strike rate 27. But then also, let's look at his batting just quietly. 20 not out top score. Infinity average, never out strike rate of 77.
Wait, is this why you rolled that ball out there?
Yeah.
At Edgbaston, right?
People always talk about my captaincy. So, you used to manage the players well. You're really good at getting the culture right. It was positioning that ball at Edgbaston. It was genius. We knew exactly where he was going to be. We studied it the day before. We knew McGrath at 9:24. And honestly, I've never seen an England side. You wouldn't have noticed it, Glenn, on your stretcher, but we were jumping around high-fiving and it's fucking worked.
Everyone has taken credit for that ball out there. If you go out the middle of Edgbaston, apparently there's a little plaque on the ground too. This is where it happened. And the thing is, not only was England, I remember getting back from hospital on crutches, getting out of the car, going to the change rooms, and they announced over the PA system that I was out due to injury. And the cheer that went up around the ground is the best cheer I've ever
that was just
received.
my family.
But I'm just wondering if there was three blokes watching on the other side of the boundary, and they saw me go down. They saw me get carted off. So what do? Straight to Ladbrokes. They put money on me not taking a wicket in that test match, and they got on.
Yeah, again, that's my mum, dad, and brother.
Very good. Now, Pidge, we are wary that you are short on time, and it's very good of you to come on. So what we do with our guests, each one that comes on, Ollie prepares a quiz, and it usually involves your stats, Vaughany stats, and Gilly's stats. Have you got time to take part in this?
Oh, we'll see how we go.
Just don't do what Junior did, and every time the question's asked, reveal what your stat was before the answers are given. Junior was hopeless at it.
And just a reminder, it's a 3-test match series against Pakistan. So.
And the current score's 2-0.
Fire it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. I thought we were going to reveal one, but Laws wasn't there, so luckily we haven't given away an answer. But yeah, that's right. Trivia time, and we'll start off with number 1. What is higher? Gilly's T20 centuries, that's not internationals, Glenn's ODI batting average, or Vaughany's test bowling economy? So we've got the different disciplines here.
Oh, it's got to be my bowling. Test bowling economy.
Test bowling economy, Glenn's ODI batting average, or Gilly's number of T20 hundreds?
I'm guessing Glenn wouldn't have batted much in one-day cricket. So they got. I think
average
Glenn's
was 4.
batting average because he'd have got the odd 3 or 4 not out.
I reckon I know how many T20 tons I got, so I'm going to go Pigeon's batting average is the higher of all that.
The higher,
yeah.
It's that, and what was it? Vaughany's bowling average,
bowling economy test.
Oh, economy. Oh, well,
test.
It's got to be Vaughany's bowling economy.
So, Gilly got 3 T20 hundreds. Vaughany's test bowling economy was 3.44, but Glenn, your ODI batting average was a whopping 3.83.
Yeah, Red Inkers.
I'll take that.
Red ink.
Very good. So
where was your most important one-day international innings, Pidge?
Someone brought it up this morning when I did a radio interview, and it was on this day back in 2000. I was the only time I ever batted in a match for Australia with a cap on. I was facing Roger Harper, and we needed 5 runs to win. And I remember pushing a little single. I thought about winning the game, but I thought, no, I'll just let Bevo have a go. So I pushed a single. It's a tough shot, the little inside edge into the pad just to drop it down close. But I managed to do it well, ran through, and Bevo hit that boundary off the last ball of the over Roger Harper's head, a couple of bounces. That was an incredible game. The atmosphere, the crowd that just went off. So that was probably up there with one of my best innings.
Yeah, that was.
One
I
night
reckon
out
that was
again.
New Year's Day '96, I think it was. But you did something. So remember at Edgbaston in 2001, we had a partnership of 61, of which I got 60 and you got 1. And
I know.
But the 1 was when I was on 99, and somehow we left you. You started batting the over. No, we're trying to protect him from 4 balls and then reveal him for 2, but we stuffed it up. So Pidge is on strike at the start of the over. I'm 99 not out at the other end. And he, beautiful, tuck off the legs, gets me on strike, got 100 the next ball. So that's my most important innings from you, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I try to look after you, mate. Got plenty of batsmen to their hundreds, even take it to his double 100. That day, I was actually starting to feel really good, and you got out of me. I got you to your 100, but another 50.
I got out on 150.
Though I was batting with Vaughany, and it's the most nervous I've ever been. Vaughany was in the 90s, and I thought, if I get out now, Shano's never going to talk to me again. And he was on 99, and Dan Vittori's bowling. I nearly went down and have a chat to him because you had to play the little lap sweep. There was no one behind square. But then I thought better of it. He's not going to listen to me when it comes to batting advice. And unfortunately for Shano, he bit of a rush of blood and got caught on the boundary. So, there's been a few times when I've been out there and, a few nerves.
Love it. Okay, so 1-1-0.
1-1-0, yep.
Question number 2, and this is, you're all playing, but it's between Vaughany and Pidge. What's higher, the number of test runs from Vaughany in the 2002-2003 Ashes series?
That was big.
Or the number of test runs in Pidge's entire career?
Oh. Surely Pidge's entire career.
No,
Well, you reckon I've got him by 2 or 3, have you?
Surely. How many test matches did you play?
Roughly 124.
124.
Roundabout.
Yeah, I think I did score 640 odd runs, so not bad. But,
I'll probably go with you then, Glenn.
I might have given the answer away there. We've done the junior.
You were 600 though, weren't you, Vaughany?
Yeah, but I don't think it was 640. I think it was below that.
I'll go with Pigeon then.
Okay, we're all going, Pidge. Vaughany 633, Pidge 641.
8.
Happy days. That's 2 out of 2 for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
2-2.
2-2-1.
Yeah. Question number 3. What is higher? Now it's Pakistan related because of how we're going this week. It's Glenn's 5-wicket hauls against Pakistan in tests or Gilly's hundreds against them in tests.
Yeah, you did well.
Oh,
you did well, Gilly. I think it might be your favourite team. No?
Nah.
But I used to watch a lot of the... I used to have them on toast.
Yeah.
I'm going Utar's 5ers.
I reckon 1, 2. I reckon Pigeon's 5s as well. What do you reckon, Pidge?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how many 5-footers I got. So the fact that I'm the guest and you've got to look after the guest, maybe I should go me.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick with that theory throughout, but yeah, that's correct. So 3 5ers for you, Pidge, 2 hundreds for Gilly. So 3-3-2. Question number 4. What is higher, the runs conceded in tests from Pidge or the balls faced by Vaughany in tests?
Jesus. Gee, we're talking some big numbers.
Big numbers.
You need Punter or Flemon. They would know these answers, but I've got no idea.
Can you still recount every one of your wickets, Pidge?
I used to be able to. A bit long in the tooth now. I remember taking a catch at Adelaide Oval. I watch that every day.
We might roll that in on our socials, I reckon.
Do you think you rubbed the ball downwards onto the turf? Because that's not out.
No.
Just to let you know.
No, if you see the back of my hand goes along, I know not to put it down.
Did you think you were 30 metres out of position and if you dropped it, Tugger was going to rip you a new arsehole?
No, Stephen told me I was 30 yards out of position after I took the catch. But I said if I was standing where I was, Vaughany wouldn't have played that shot. So I was just teasing and tempting him to play it. But,
tactical genius.
You've never seen me drop one of those, have you, Gilly?
No, I haven't. No, when you go for it with two hands and it bounces out of one into the other.
That's
just direct it into the other
bullying
hand.
this show. This is, we'll be reporting this at the end of it, Ollie.
Yeah.
Just to log it
Make
all
a
down.
note.
I'm going to go for my ball's face because I blocked a lot of balls.
Yeah, I'm going Vaughany.
Yeah, same.
You're all wrong.
Ooh.
Vaughany faced 11,184 balls. Pidge went for 12,186 runs.
Wow. You
Expensive.
got hammered, Pidge.
No, no change in the score.
No change.
3-2.
Lovely. And then number 5, Glenn. Amazing figures. I was trying to find something here. They are ridiculous, but there's one country where Glenn averaged over 30.
With the
Which
bat?
country was that with the ball?
So
With the ball.
his test match average in that particular country.
Exactly right. He's over
Bangladesh.
30. There's only one place.
Did he play against Bangladesh?
I'm going to go
2
Zimbabwe.
tests at Darwin and
Zimbabwe.
played
from
Darwin
Gilly.
and Cairns against the Deshies. Didn't take that many wickets, so maybe it is the Deshies.
No,
You-
so playing
You didn't play. No,
in
this
the
is
country.
in their
in the
country.
country. There was no in Bangladesh.
Oh,
We've got Zimbabwe from
In a
Gilly.
I'm
country.
going Zimbabwe.
yeah, don't know.
Did you play? You played that 99 Zimbabwe test, didn't you there?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so what is it, a one-off test?
Yeah.
So, maybe
Sri Lanka.
Zimbabwe.
The answer is Pakistan.
Pakistan.
So what happens
5
there?
tests. It now is a tie break
Between Gilly and
between
Vaughany?
Gilly and Vaughany.
Okay. and
What
have you got
was
one?
the average?
Oh,
Of what?
His bowling average in Pakistan. It's the only one over 30. Closest gets it.
30.64. Well, you've just given your face away, by
Which means you're close. Which means you're close.
That's just
he backs you up 99% of the time.
And also,
Did you
could
say
be bluffing.
he played 5 tests in Pakistan?
Yep. 9 innings, 201 overs, 49
Were
maidens.
2 of those in Sharjah?
I'm not sure if Cricket Info will break that down.
No, well, that's against Pakistan or in Pakistan?
In Pakistan,
Pakistan.
so 2 in Karachi,
Yeah, so
98.
Sharjah doesn't count.
Peshawar, Rawalpindi, Lahore, and Karachi again, 94.
Oh, 94 and 98.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. 30.52.
31 on the dot.
Oh.
Vaughany wins.
thank you very much.
Ding, ding, ding. Congratulations, England.
31.
Congratulations.
Jeez, he blew it
Another
out.
win for England.
You are the Glenn McGrath trivia champion.
Thank you very much.
Of Club Prairie Fire. Well
Thank
done.
you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn.
I
Now,
was happy to help out.
would you like to do the toast with Glenn here, and perhaps we can
Yep.
toast to this week to
Talk
the pink
amongst
test?
yourselves and I'll spruce it up.
Just while we're chatting, Pidge, the best way for people to get online and donate, mcgrathfoundation.com.au. Is that right? They can get on and they can buy their virtual pink seats.
Oh, they can get on there, but they'll be redirected. So for this test match, we have pinktest.com.au.
Terrific.
Jump on there, get your virtual pink seat. We've set ourselves a lofty goal of 322,000 virtual pink seats. But what that will mean is that we reach our mission of 250 McGrath breast care nurses across the country. And, to think that in the last sort of 16 pink tests, the journey's been incredible. And we're very close to achieving what we want, that every person, every family going through breast cancer has access to a breast care nurse where they live, self-referable, and a totally free service anywhere in the country. So it is pretty incredible. Obviously, we need to have sustainability and keep that ongoing, but never in our wildest dreams could we believe that we could achieve it. And the support around the country has been amazing. And what's been created at the Sydney Pink Test just shows the power of sport, the power of cricket, how it brings people together. And I've been told it is the biggest sporting charity, charitable sporting event in the world. So it is pretty special.
Wow.
But pinktest.com.au.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Well, Pidge, we do have a little... the whole podcast was always framed around tequila and the fellowship that comes from it. So we do a little toast, and typically we do toast the guest, and we're going to do that again here, mate. It's without doubt, what we've just been through down in Melbourne with obviously Vaughany's legacy foundation that's come up there about the heart health checks, and the wonderful thing that Vaughany's legacy is going to linger long, but the good thing about your legacy that you're already creating and leaving is the fact fortunately you're still with us, mate. And obviously we all miss Vaughany a great deal. But what you and Jane, I can tell you guys and listeners out there, all through the career that we played together, and particularly tough times when Jane was crook, you'd say to Pidge, how are you today? And he'd go, never better. Simple as that. So talk about attitude being contagious. It was brilliant. So Pidge, well done, mate. We're all really bloody proud of you. We love being a part of it, and we do thank you from the bottom of our heart for joining us here on Club Prairie Fire. Good on you, mate. Cheers, Pidge.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, George, Vaughany, boys. It's been good fun.
We'll see you over the next few days, buddy.
That's strong. That'll fit me.
No worries. I'll save one of them for when we catch up next time.
I'm off to an F45, so that'll just serve me right.
That'll warm you up nicely.
Very good. All right. Thanks, Pidge. That was Club Prairie Fire. All in person. Have we got another one in person coming up, where we all get to hang out?
In a couple of weeks. You guys are battling for a big bash or something, I believe. There's something coming, but
we'll give it a
diary. Yeah.
Try to get it a little bit sooner than the...
Our good friend Mohammad Hafeez has promised that he'll come on the
pod. As soon as the series is finished, he's on.
He said
so the next one might be virtual, maybe?
Yeah, he'll probably be at a coffee shop at the airport when he does it.
Right.
What's your prediction for the test, though, Vaughany?
4-day Australia win.
4-day, even with the rain.
Is it going to rain? Is it?
Well, Sydney.
Yeah, but rain will just juice you up a bit more. Yeah, it'll be a 4th day win for the Aussies.
Speaking of the rain, how was the bridge climb? You made it back all right?
Yeah, did I survive? Yeah, it was. I'll tell you what, that was a tough. Was it a Tuesday?
Yeah,
I think it was a Tuesday. Yeah, it was blowing a gale. The little one who's 13, slightly concerned at one stage. She started to blow off the edge, but managed to grab her back. She was all right. She's a ballet dancer. She's got good balance.
Good balance.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't recommend the bridge walk is magnificent.
Oh, it is.
But doing it with a 13-year-old in the howling wind
and rain. Could you see the harbour because the clouds were very low?
You needed some binoculars, but yeah, we
were above the clouds.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, very good. All right, you can find us at Club Prairie Fire. Make sure you follow us. That's remember Prairie is PRAIRIE. Make sure you follow us on everything. We'll be back next week with more cricket action, gentlemen. Thank you as always.
Adios.
Always a pleasure.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
If you liked the video, well, first of all, thanks for watching. But if you liked it, give us a like or hit the button below to subscribe. That'd be great.